do it. Hey, what's up, YouTube? Welcome to Play It Paint It Live. Hope you guys are having a good Sunday evening. Here we go with another one of these. So tonight we're going to be painting some Walking Dead, and I don't have a working microphone right now, but because I forgot to charge my wireless. But we're going to see if this thing falls out and I lose my mic. Someone leave me a comment. But yeah, we are going to be working on some Walking Dead. I do have the Whisperers from the new, what's this thing called? All Out War? No, Call to Arms. Call to Arms. So this is a set here. The Whisperers. You can see they all have that. They got that zombie skin on their faces, and then you got the young girl there who does not have the zombie skin, but most of them have the zombie skin. So tonight we're not going to finish any of these. We're not going to finish any miniature tonight. I can guarantee that. So, but we are going to do mostly skin, maybe some faces and that kind of thing. Then I also have some of the children's as well. So I got some children's models. I don't know who this kid is, but he has a massive forehead. He has a massive forehead, that kid. So you got that kid. You got these, like these look like a couple of scared girls, like, please don't kill us, and they're locked, they're locked arms like that. I gotta fix that. I'm gonna have to fix this mold line back here, and then we got this little kid, like he looks like Data. He's got a little baseball cap, and don't come near me. I have a hammer. That kid has a hammer. And then finally we have Coral. We have Coral Grimes, and this is actually, if I'm being honest with you guys, this is a terrible sculpt. This is a pretty bad sculpt. There's like no detail on this. It's really not good. But we're gonna make do. We're gonna see what we can do here. First thing I need to do is I need to get rid of this mold line right here. That now that I've primed over it, it's gonna be a little annoying, but I gotta get rid of that. It's like it's glaringly bad right there. At least chop up this middle part, right? So I'm just gonna kind of shave the top part of that mold line out. It's taken some primer with it. So I'm gonna hit this with a little bit of primer too. Once I have that mold line defeated there, which it looks like I did. And I had a little bit of a mold line here with Coral that I tried to defeat, and it looks like I got rid of most of it. There's a little chunk right there I can slice off real quick. Coral. Okay, so that's out. And there's some of this gone here. I'm wondering, I guess I don't fire up the airbrush. I'm just gonna brush the primer on. It'll be okay. We'll just do a little brush prime. Get that covered up, and then we'll get going, right? So if you're just joining us, welcome to Play It Paint It Live. Let us know what you're painting or what you should be painting. I am in the Voice Discord, people. If you want to come and have a real conversation with me. That's right. That could be you. You could be a guest on this show. I could be mad at you about something. You could defend Star Wars to me. You could change my mind about stuff. That could be you. You could be that person to change another mind on the internet. Which is, let's face it, that's impossible. Everybody knows that's a crock. I'm just lying. No, you can't change my mind. I don't know. Actually, you probably could. You probably could change my mind in a couple of things. Maybe I won't think Star Wars is that much of a joke by the time you're done talking to me. Maybe I don't think the Emperor was trying to make love to all of his Primarchs. Maybe you could do that. Hey, what's up, Nelson? You mean the Emperor was not trying to make love to all his? He didn't want to make sweet, sweet love to all of his Primarchs, and he didn't want them to all just just love and worship his body. That's why he didn't want them spilling their gene seed. Is that what? Oh, no, 40K people getting mad already. Already getting mad. It's alright. 40K people, man, you know I love you. Sort of. No, I do. I do. I do. If you want to know, if you want to know what it's like to be me and to watch, people, oh, the Emperor, and they still, like, they're still really into that. You know what it feels like for me? I'm just being honest with you. Right? When people go, oh, this is the new one. This one has the more Emperor. This one's even more Emperor than the last Emperor. When you get into stuff like that, when you get into the 40K, and everybody starts sharing how much 40K they 40K and how 40K the other 40Ks, what the, what it to me, it's kind of like being at a country music concert. Okay, I'm just saying, like, when you start talking about how 40K, it kind of lands with me. It's like falls on. It's like I can't tune into that frequency, right? It's like asking me to dance to country music. I will never be in cadence with that. Whereas, you put something with a little soul in it, then I like, then I get, I like the rhythm, all that kind of stuff. That's all I'm saying. I'm just saying it strikes a deaf note with me. It's just a weird, it's like a culture I do not understand. That, like, which is weird because I should have understood it because, I played 40K for like 15 years, but now it just seems like it just strikes this weird note that I don't quite get. Okay, anyways. Let's do some Whisperer stuff here. So, right now I'm going to do this Gilliman Flesh in just the spots where, just weird. There's no, like, the zombies don't smell they don't smell the fresh flesh of their hands. As long as they got that mask on their face and I guess they cover themselves with enough, like, dead and decaying skin to disguise that their hands smell like deliciousness to a zombie. Right? And that guy. He has 2 knives. Look at that. This knife has a little chip of resin on it, and I'm worried that if I take oh, look, it's actually going to come off anyway. There, now that blade is just like, it's just gone. You can't. It's a problem with the resin. It's so brittle there in the end. I can't really avoid stuff like that. It's just gonna pop loose like that. This one here, she got a little. Try to straighten out that blade a little bit. Looks like I can do it. Now I just have to apply a little bit of caution when I'm painting it so that I don't, accidentally bend it too far and snap the whole thing. Their hands smell like spoiled cream cheese. That's interesting. I don't think I've ever smelled spoiled cream cheese myself. I don't know. But yeah, it's just like certain, I'm still talking about the 40K, like, just feeling alienated because people, they're like, I'm a war gamer. Everyone's like, I'm a war gamer, and they go straight into 40K. This is a 40K that I 40K. Did you 40K that 40K? Oh, I 40K at 40K at 40K. And that's what it sounds like to me. And it's like, well, that's why I'm like, I'm not a. If that's what it is, then I'm not a war gamer. Like I don't resonate with that crowd at all. There's a lot of just war games that I just don't. I don't even really. The basic concept of a war game sounds kind of boring to me for the most part. So I don't even know if I'm a war gamer. It would be like, parking me in the middle of Chinese opera, and I have to like, feel like I'm in lockstep with the music and the culture and all that, and when I'm really not, like I couldn't, it wouldn't, it wouldn't really resonate with me. Did you 40K with 40K? What's up, guys? Excellent. I don't know. I I was just that's all that's the only remark I want to make is that yeah okay because the wargaming community is so that's what it is. It's like we're talking probably a good 90+% of the wargaming community. When you say the wargaming community, you're talking about 40K players. It so that's why I'm like, does that mean I'm a war? I don't think I am. I don't think I'm a wargamer. I mean, I might be if you were to. That may sound a little dismissive of, let's say, the historical wargaming community, because they've been around much longer than the 40K wargaming community, and they're definitely wargamers, right? But they don't play 40K. I think when you're talking about when, however, I think there's sort of like a, a hegemony to it that like if you're talking about wargaming in the modern online sense, you really are talking about 40K. And historical wargamers, like yes, you guys, to me, you guys are the original wargamers because you're literally the original wargamers. But in the context of like discussions like these, they're not even considered because it's like that's a niche crowd. They've been around for decades and decades, and they enjoy their hobby in a vastly different manner than we'll say the younger, more modern wargaming crowd. All right, so who else gets some skin here? But yeah, I will not be on for very long tonight because I'm going to try to get some rest. It's actually this weekend. I have not been able. I haven't been streaming at all this weekend, mainly because I've been at night. Been with my kids a lot. They've been staying up a lot. They're still awake right now, in fact. But we'll see. It's mom's turn to try to corral them. See if she can do the job that I did for the past couple of nights. Got my 3-year-old to sleep last night. That was pretty good. But these miniatures, after a while, it starts to bug me. I'm like, I haven't done any parts of this commission stuff yet, and then I'm like, okay, gotta paint. So, anyways, yeah. I don't know. What do you guys want to talk about tonight? We can talk about some gaming this weekend. The only gaming I got this weekend was I got to play a couple of games of Aristea with Sean, and that was nice. That was it's a nice little breath of fresh air. It's been on my mind. I want to do at least one video about Aristea. I would like to do more of like a tutorial type series on it. Hey, what's up, man? Time for to paint. What's up, Mark Andrew? Have you been painting? Have you been hobbying? What's going on, dude? Oh, there's another fly in here. It must die. It must die. But yeah. But overall, despite the absolutely, we'll say biblical proportions of heat that we've been facing this weekend in California, not to mention wildfires and all that good stuff. It's been an okay weekend. This today we tried to go to the farmers market, but it was 108. So that didn't happen because the farmers were like, we don't love our market enough to die, so they didn't do their farmers market. How dare they? And we ended up going to the Spectrum, which was also still rather brutal. So we went to the Spectrum, and I was gonna, my hope was that the kids and my wife would get tired out, and they would, either go down for a nap or go do something like head to the pool or something in the afternoon. I'd be able to break off and play a game of Guild Ball. That did not happen, but that's okay because after having been out in that 108-degree weather at the Spectrum, I wasn't exactly jazzed about going to the staying out there like I did yesterday and playing some games. I do not understand this sculpt of Carl. Does he have... It looks like he has a patch over one eye. I'm going to have to see what this looks like a painted example of this, because there's like no detail on this dude. This must be a much earlier sculpt from Mantic, because he does appear to be significantly lower quality than everything else here that's on the table. Right? There's Carl. And then you look at the two girls here. They have a lot better defined. Well, actually, they're not that much better, but it's still better defined. Clearing out my Infinity backlog and some Malifaux stuff. That's cool. I need to paint more Malifaux. Definitely need to paint more Malifaux. It's always fun to paint. I hate building Malifaux, but I love painting it. It's like, I can't. Is she like shooing off zombies or just like, hey? I can't. They. Young children's. Hey, what's up, David Mom? Sure, you can. But a lazy one because I'm kind of falling asleep. All good, man. That's why. It was rare, but for the past couple of nights, because I'm like watching my kids, trying to put them to sleep, I could actually watch your feed, which a lot of times happens around the same time as my feed. So viewers, if you are regularly watching my show and I'm not on, you might want to go check out David Moffat. He streams around. He's Canadian, so so he will accept donations of denim and apologies, and you can watch his feed, which comes on like a similar time that mine does. So if I'm not on, because I'm assuming you of course you want to watch this, but you could go watch David Moffat at X and X Gaming. I think I said that right. I think I said that right. He's working on a Frostgrave warband, and he was doing some builds, and I happened to be on, and he was like, do you want me to build you a mini? And I was like, yeah, and we ended up building a mini. We ended up building what I call a new class of character, which I like to call the Battlefield Poser. Okay, this is the type of adventurer who is actually, and you'll see him. He's very common in if you watch like anime series, like if you watch Berserk, forget the name of the guy that's always talking shit about guts, but actually isn't a very good fighter. That's the type of character, right? The battlefield poser is this guy, as I see it, is this guy that he's got a lot of equipment, and he runs around with like all kinds of equipment, but it never really matches. It never really kind of fits a central battlefield role. And that's because the battlefield poser is just a guy who goes around and collects a bunch of items off of the corpses in a battle, and then equips himself with it to make it look like he's a veteran of many wars, and he clearly knows what he's doing. But we all know that battlefield posers are pretty bad, and they don't actually fight. So that's kind of what I was aiming for. So the battlefield poser that David Moffat built for me has he has like a hand crossbow and a shield, and like a cavalry helmet. So he doesn't make sense at all, and that's kind of the point. Is he just has a bunch of otherwise fancy equipment. He probably collected them from dead officers, and like 3 different dead officers, like a commander, like a cavalry commander, and cavalry commander, and like an artillery commander, and an infantry commander. So he has all these things. Okay, it looks like Nelson sent me pictures of these kids. That's great. Okay. All right, good. These kids they're a little more diverse. You're loving the backstory, right? That's the I don't know. Whenever I design like characters for RPGs or whatever, and not that I don't really play RPGs, but I'll just for some reason, someone will say design a character. I always make like just kind of shitty people. I don't know. Not shitty and like mean, because everybody kind of makes like the characters I always see are like either like pure and heroic and brave and powerful, and then other people like, no, I'm gonna flip that on its head, and they make like grim dark and like emo, angry, but also powerful. And I'm like, no, I make a shitty character who it occasionally might do something kind of cool, but for the most part is fairly bad. Make sure to take the absolute piss. Alright. Okay. This child here is not Caucasian, so I have to so I'm gonna give him a different he'll have a totally different skin wash. But anyways, the battlefield poser, he's probably the battlefield poser is I know it. The battlefield poser is probably like the kid of an important politician, and that politician is ashamed of their son, wants to prove that his kids have moral fiber and backbone, so they send them to battle. And the kid really doesn't. The kid's lazy and angry, hates his dad, but has to do it, otherwise he gets disowned. So then they go out in the battle. Just like I said, they don't do any actual fighting. When they say charge, they run a half step slower than everybody else. So by the time that the lines actually clash, they're a good 15 yards behind. Like in the middle of the second, actually probably like the third or fourth row of people not really contributing at all, hoping to be on the right side of the battle so that they can collect these spoils afterwards. And that's that character, right? So, anyways, there you go. It's a new class of character. We're calling them Battlefield Poser. And feel free to use that, or make that character's backstory. Alright, let's paint some eyes that no one will see. Looks like the good news here is I only have to paint one eye for Carl. That's cool. But yeah, man. Aristea. Been missing it. Been missing it. You want to know why? Because painting Aristea is just so good. It's just so good. It's such a good experience painting Aristea. Right? You get these... I'm not talking about the plastic stuff. Honestly, the plastic Aristea models to me are very underwhelming. So when the game was first, introduced to me by a local here, I was like, not all that interested, right? Like Corvus Belli making plastic models, I don't care. Not interested. Do I love Corvus Belli models? Absolutely. I love Infinity models. I love Infinity models so much that I tried to like the game. Like when I say tried, this is what I mean. I built a full force, built and painted a full force for the game, and then tried at least 2 to 3 games of Infinity. So I love Corvus Belli minis. I love painting them, and I want an excuse to put them on the table and enjoy them. And Infinity just never landed for me, right? There you go. Infinity was country music or Chinese opera. Take your pick. Just a note that never landed with me. But Aristea, on the other hand, that was at first it was like, okay, I'm not interested in the models, and then my friend did something very smart, which was he those were dark times. He actually had me paint some metal Aristea minis, and I was like, oh, these are really nice. I could get used to this. These are nice. So I painted some metal Aristea minis. Had a blast painting them. The original 8. And I was like, man, these are cool. And he's like, are you going to play? And I'm like, let's wait and see, what other models come out for this game. Then the next couple of sets came out, and I was like, there's all plastic. Not really. I like that they have 8 metal models, but the all plastic ones, not so good. And then a certain model came out. See if I can find this model. Let me see if I can find. Oh, I can't get up because I got to be tethered to this thing. But anyway, that model being the Alt Maximus, which was the basically the Spartan warrior, and that changed my mind about Aristea forever. He came out, and then I think right around the same time we got that steampunk mannequin version of Parvati, and that was it for me, man. I was like, all right, I'm painting this. I'm loving this. Let's try this game. And I played the game, and I was like, wow, this is really swingy. That was my first impression of the game. I was like, oh, these face-to-face rolls and these dice, the different dice, make this game a little random and a little swingy. I don't know that I care about that, right? And the tactics are super fun. The game was super fast. I liked all that stuff. But, I was so heavy into Guild Ball at the time. I was like, whatever. But it fit that niche. It's the game that kind of has a little bit of everything, and therefore it just fills in the gaps. It just fits all around all these other games that you may have first and foremost in your mind. I missed a comment here. I love wargaming with a bit of RPG elements. I'm not out to win as much as make a story. Yeah, that's one of the best things about casual gaming is that if you play with the right group of people and you have those conversations while the game is going on, then the game does take on this very fun, like immersive or narrative element. And I try to do that in in most games that I play, but certain games obviously draw that out um, in you more than other games. Unfortunately, Infinity did not do that for me, right? And when you hear people do like Infinity's like, huh, and say hello to my little friend. People say that on the wargaming table all the time, like that was a new thing, and they're like, that's my narrative element. Like, it's not really, guy. It's not. It's not. Just stop. Anyway, but the narrative element of like if you have like the ridiculous um, lowest cost, if the lowest cost model on the board kills the highest cost model on the board or wins the objective, like that's kind of narrative. You could play with that. There's all kinds of stuff you could do. Pour one out for Guild Ball. Yeah, man. Hope you can make it next week, dude. Hope you can come party with us in the last quote unquote official Guild Ball party that we're gonna have. Um, I delivered the Kingdom Cup to Comic Quest this past weekend, and I don't know, Nathan, if you saw that, or those of you who went into Comic Quest, you saw the Kingdom Cup. This year's cup, it's very special. I'll just put it to you that way. It's a very, very special cup. I had to order it. I had to special order that from Spain. It came in. I ordered it like back in January, right? And I was like, this is going to be, we don't have Kingdom Con anymore. We're going to have a very good, very fun Kingdom Cup in May. That was the original plan. And I'm going to award this final Kingdom Cup, on a very fun weekend. Then COVID hit, and that thing stayed in my room. And every time I saw the box for it, it just made me more and more depressed. It was because it really is, the one this year really is something special. I actually did share it on, or at least the unengraved version of it, on one of these streams here, so you may have remembered a little bit of what it looks like. But once I got it engraved, that thing is so awesome. My son saw it. He saw it. He's like, "Daddy, where's your new cup? It's so cool." And I'm like, "That's not my cup. Somebody's gonna win that cup." He's like, "I hope you win that cup, Dad." He loved it. Anyway, random and swingy is a selling point to me. It definitely can be. Aristea can be that way. It is a selling point because it means that for casual play, because it does mean that no matter what, you always kind of, even if the other player has a lot more experience and skill than you have, you still have a fighting chance to upset them and turn around and win the game. So I think it's a fantastic miniature gaming experience personally, and I think it needs to be played more. I would love to start running some Aristea at Comic Quest, in a more official sense. The idea there being, maybe we get. I'm hoping to get people that have never played a miniatures game to come try it. That would be the goal, really. Because I think, and it would also be a way where casual players and the more steadfast miniature gamers alike can come together and play Aristea. And it's just a nice little game that just kind of fits. Like I said, it ticks a lot of the boxes, and it just sort of fits right in that neat little spot for you to enjoy. So, what I mean by that, ticking all the boxes, I mean, you get to paint highly detailed characters, so you get a very fun painting and collecting experience. There's no factions. You can buy whatever you want. There's also, you're only fielding 4 on the board at a given time, so there isn't you get to paint exactly what you want. And, if you don't want to paint a lot of miniatures, you definitely don't have to paint a lot of miniatures. If you want to collect a lot of miniatures, well, you've got good opportunity to collect a lot of pieces. You could collect every piece if you want, and it's all viable. You could use all of it. It's got a lot of board gaming elements to it. It's got that MOBA theme to it. It's got fantastic. It's got a very. It's set in the Infinity universe, which to me is actually one of my favorite sci-fi settings for miniature games. It's kind of the opposite of 40K. It's not grim darkness of the far future. It's the some almost utopia of the near future. And it's a lot more about smaller engagements and espionage and you know kind of more scaled down stakes, as it were. And I don't know, I just like that. I like that a little bit better. 40K, everything just seems like, oh, and you're doomed. There's this other race of aliens that hates humanity, and you're doomed. Everything sounds like that, and you're like, I don't give a shit anymore. I'm numb to this. I don't care. That's what happens. Somebody jumped in the chat. What's up, man? Are you the grim darkness of the far future? You mean the Palpatine story? Yes, this is all true. We talk about this a lot on this channel. That's why I have to paint more Legion so that I can talk trash even more. Which I actually I know I will be painting Legion in the very near future. In the grim darkness of the very near future. I actually do like. I actually am. I've been talking to Nelson about it. Like, I actually do kind of want to play like skirmish level Legion, because that's funny to me. And like, as long as people don't get so upset at me making fun of Star Wars while I'm playing. Yeah. Some people might get mad about that. I remember what's his name painted. He painted all his stormtroopers pink. He has a whole pink Empire army. You would do that, but it would be expected from you. That would be kind of cool, actually. A pink army, I think, would be kind of cool. It, like, I think you could, yeah. But no, seriously, I think you can. I think you can actually make a really nice pink color scheme. My my, if you remember that order team I painted that was Rose Milk Boba, that was a that was pretty pink. That was a pretty pink team. Um, so I mean, can you put roller skates on him? Hey, what's up, Bloodshot Movies? Welcome, man. Oh, I have not seen that movie. Really? I heard it I had. Well, that's cool. I heard mixed reviews, so I don't know. And Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm totally ignorant on all of this, so I don't. I'm just gonna listen. I don't. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Oh, that's cool. Sure. Yeah, my gripe was because I painted that set twice now. Um, was it I liked the the comic costumes better than the live action costumes, but I feel that way about just about everything. Um, in the in in night models is if I have a choice, I always pick the comic costume. Um, they're they're modernized. They're modernized for film, so it wouldn't make sense to it would to me and only me, but it wouldn't make sense to most people to be like, oh, well, let's give Huntress the two purple horn mask thing that she wears, and I'm like, yes, do that. That's awesome. Nobody else would agree with me. It's a good look. We need that. Oh man, but yeah. So you've been painting Malifaux and Infinity. Okay. Really? Oh, there's some cool. There's some cool Ariadne minis though. The wolf guys are cool, and the uh, that's true. Have you? Did you check out Code One? Code One is okay. Yeah, it's Code One is their attempt to kind of simplify the game and provide a gateway for people that want to get more into Infinity. And I'm like, I love that idea. That's a great idea. And then I bought the rule book and I found out that the rule book is 100 pages long with 9 pages of fluff. So it's like, what did you scale down? It's still apparently they took some of the factions out for Code One, and then martial arts level 2 isn't quite the same as martial arts level 2 or 3 versus uh, spectral visor 1 and 4. If you have kung fu level 3 and journalism 1, then you can what? Yeah. And I was like, this is just as annoying and irritating as regular Infinity. No, it was journalism too, because I'm like, this man made it past journalism level 1. We at least deserve to know what journalism level 2 is. And it did nothing. But yeah, that's Code 1. Am I probably still going to try it though? Not going to lie. I want an excuse to like the game because I love the minis. Like, please. Yeah. I think because I keep doing Aleph, but I may do this time. I may do either Yujing or just Japanese sectorial, which is now not part of Yujing. Yeah, I might do that just because I want to do a different aesthetic, and then I can do another Wu Tang army. So I always do. Oh yeah, well, that's cool. Oh yeah. Okay. So I might just, yeah, I mean, I might just paint up a set. I might just do that, and then someone teach me code one, and I'll be like, yeah, still boring, and then put it away. Like, yeah, yeah. I just want. It's because like most of your most of the action in Infinity is this model is going to shoot at this model, right? And it's like, okay, I'm going to shoot at this model. And the player made a decision to do that, right? And then it becomes, oh, okay, how far away are you? Okay. What's the cover looking like? Oh, what's the opponent's reaction? Oh, what are they armed with? Oh, well, what kind of visor are you wearing? What kind of armor are you wearing? Well, what is the angle? Did you how much silhouette? Do you? What if I? And you're like, it's just, and you do all of this crap. You do all of this crap, and the player literally only made one decision. And that's the problem I have with that game. Like, let the player make a decision, and then the time and effort it takes to resolve one decision should not be fucking 15 minutes. Okay, you should. It's the game. Life needs to be simpler than that. All right, the whole point of playing a game, of playing these tactical miniature games, is that you should be making lots and lots of critical and crucial decisions. If the actual mechanics of working out one decision takes up the majority of your playtime, it's not a good game. That's my opinion. Like the game itself should be, oh, I have to make this decision, this decision. I need to move here, and that stuff needs to be pretty fluid, or you'll lose interest really quickly. But there's an infinity crowd of people that they really love tech, they really love gear, they really love items, and they want to work out. They're like engineers. They want to work out that exact trajectory, and for them it's fun. And I'm like, but you didn't. You're not. It's not like I'm going to move here. I'm going to do this attack here. I'm going to interact with this objective, and then I'm going to place this buff. That's like most other modern skirmish games. That's like a typical activation, and you can do like you can do all these intricate things and make these decisions. Whereas Infinity, ultimately, it's I want to shoot at your guy, and then let's have this 10-minute discussion about it. That's what that game felt like to me every single time I played it. I just want to. Oh, I have this model on the table. I noted it down in this note. Cool. Yeah, it's on the table. So you should know that. Cool. You know what I mean? The game isn't. It's like I really want to like that game, but come on, man! Like make the game like more fluid. Make us. We need to get in and out of there in like an hour, because deciding to shoot somebody, that should just be a thing like that. You could do a face-to-face roll a lot faster if you just eliminated. You probably can eliminate some of those steps. Um, yeah, and it'd be like, well, here's me and here's my set of circumstance. Like if you did, and then the other thing too with all the gear. you could do what Malifaux does and have each attack be a specific action with that's already got a built-in target number and what you're resisting with and what the effect is. You could just do that instead of, oh, yeah, I get 1.5 special weapon allowance and if I do this and this guy spits in this can and this guy goes here and wipes his ass and I get another half a point. Like you don't need to be doing stuff like that. You could just have cool things lined up. Like this is my guy with firebow and zombie skin on his face, and he has a special attack firebow. Okay, you don't need to go around looking up at the chart what the firebow does. What does the firebow do if you have two Ginsu knives against firebow? You don't need to know oh well, firebow is good at this range, and then at this range it's different. And in this range, and then we roll the dice, but this time you need a 7 instead of a 14, or 9 need a 9. Like that that's not good. You don't. It's too much other crap. That you just resolve the action. Just determine if it was a good action or not. If it was successful or not. It's the fact that I'm comparing a simple interaction, what should be a simple interaction in Infinity, to Malifaux, which is by far the most intricate skirmish game out there, is sad. When I'm saying that Malifaux has a better built-in system for resolving this, and actually a typical Malifaux opposed duel can result in 3 or 4 different things happening just based on triggers, but all of that is built into the duel system. In Infinity, you're looking up charts, you're looking up skill names, you're looking up equipment. It's ridiculous. Life is too short. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Yeah. Uh, well, it just, you know, I don't know. Chris is here. What's up, man? I am gonna paint something because I love the models and I'm gonna try it. I'm hoping I can be wrong, but I still have my doubts. I still got my doubts, but I would love to be wrong because I do love painting Infinity. So, um, and Malifaux, I do want to play again, but I need to prepare for it. Like I got to get back into that mindset of um, playing that game because it really it's a great game, but you gotta I don't know. It's like you have to free up bandwidth to really enjoy that game. Part of the reason why I think I'm really liking Batman so much is because there's a very similar feel in terms of scoring objectives and that kind of thing, but Batman is a lot lighter on the combat system and the interact system. And I love the objective deck in the new Batman. It's great. Like that was such a nice change instead of the Batman version 1 and 2 where you just you put your objectives down and you put them on the other guy's side of the board and then you run over there and you dry hump them all game and you collect that's literally what that game was. And like, oh, I got ammo crate, and you just park your. Yeah, that was the best part of that. Catman pulls bitch moves, and then they took Catman out And like, when's the season 2 was like, when are they bringing Catman back in? And they never brought him back in. So like, never mind. But yeah, the Batman Third Edition is quite good, and I hopefully at some point we got to play it because I know you will like it. It's very good. And it's really fast. Yeah. 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 I gotta be honest. I still struggle to make lists though. That's just me because I want all the cool pieces on one board. hmm But yeah, that game is very good. Hopefully, we'll get to play that soon. So right now, that I don't know. There's a lot of good games to play right now. That one is on there. Malifo's on there. We're still playing plenty of Guild Ball locally. So that's still a thing. Um, yeah, Guild Ball still. We're still really enjoying that. And there's still plenty of people here that are we're continuing on anyway. And right now it's really cool because we're talking like all the ideas for proxy teams are really awesome. But even like existing teams, I was like, man, we were looking at the Aristea minis, and I'm like, I could build a whole Alchemist team out of metal Aristea minis, right? Like, and I just painted shepherds, so we gotta see how that team runs. It's probably because so the way I played Catman. Yes. Yeah, your farmers. They just don't fit the playstyle. I don't know. Shepherds do. Shepherds are kind of fun. Night models remove Catman because of me. I. That's probably true. Not for third. No, they don't have magic rules yet. Zatanna is just. Zatanna is just my. She's just my alt Colette model. she's she's also my gender bend Midas model. She will just be any excuse. Yes, this is that's Midas. Sure, female Midas. Yeah, it's. Oh, now they have amazing Pandora. People were like, "What's one of the most frustrating crews to play against?" Man, I can't stand Pandora. I hope we never see. Oh God! Now you want to play her, man. I'm a nice person. I'll never play Pandora. Now you're gonna play Pandora. You know what? They can't hear you on chat. Hold on. Hold on, Nelson. I gotta fix that. They can't hear you on chat because... that's why. There we go. There we go. It should have fixed it. Wait, how do I move this window?
Notification.
There we go.
Oh.
Now you should hear him. Okay. Now you can hear Mark. It's just a conversation I'm having by myself. That's happened on this feed before. They can't hear the other person. Or sometimes
I don't think any of us are new to talking to ourselves.
Sometimes my mic dropped out, and so it's whoever is in here talking to me, you can only hear them.
What color did I use? This is where I should finish painting things when you sit down to paint them and not come back to them like 3 months later because you forget what colors you use.
Yeah, I really try not to do that. I have the werewolf guy on my painting table, but I have not even bothered to start that guy.
Is it this one?
Because Malifaux kind of hit a low priority against Batman here on my table. But I still painted that Alt Lilith for my Shepherd's team.
I have one of those sitting around here.
She gets to be Bushel on that team.
This Bushel's model is actually garbage.
Yeah, Bushel is... And she's a fun model to play, but her model is kind of boring.
It's just so awkward.
Oh, no. Also, I need to check who's registered for the Saturday and Sunday events. I need to check that for Guild Ball. Because I really, really, really want to play a team tournament Saturday. That's all I want to do. You guys can humor me once, and we can play a team tournament. Mark, did you know that Pinvice is dope as shit right now?
I did not.
That they gave her well-oiled machine permanently?
Jesus Christ.
You know how awesome that is? That is so great. Let's check the Longshanks thing. Yeah, I've been playing some Pinvice. I still suck with and it really hurts your brain to play with well-oiled machine always in effect, but it's amazing. Alright, let's see. Upcoming events. Where is... Oh, we're still at 7 registered for Fulmination, but we should be able to get... I think we'll hit that 12, though. We should be able to hit 12. If you can make it, that would help.
I'll be able to because I have a bunch of appointments next week.
Yeah, I know. It's a long shot, but we still need. We don't need that many more. So let's see. Hopefully, we get some more people signed up. Chris, if you're playing Saturday, let me know. Shoot me a PM with your email so I can make you a Longshanks account. I just want to play a team format. Because we did not get to do that. We were going to go to Chicago and everything and play that. And that did not happen.
And then the world decided it was going to end.
The world was like, no.
That's enough.
Here's a pandemic. Oh, dear God, Octave's going to get to play the team format. Don't let that happen.
Fuck him in particular.
The world revolves around me only, so they needed to...
No, that's the American way.
Nice. Yeah, Chris is in. Awesome. All right, then we're getting there. So if we get Chris, we get Nelson, and then just 2 more people, and we're good. Which I think we should get. I think we should be able to get. Okay. This little kid model suddenly got a lot better to me. There, now that he has the fierce eyes. He's the fierce eyes. Not sure what you're playing? Hopefully, just play something that you think you could enjoy playing the whole day. If you play Falconers, then Kevin will put you on his team because he wants a team of all Falconers players. And that would actually give you a pretty good shot of winning the whole thing because Kevin is really strong. Yeah, I'm not sure what I'm playing. I'll probably play Alchemist just because I'll have fun playing Alchemist, but I may. There's still a decent chance I end up playing Engis because Engis they're a lot of fun right now. Oh my god, did you see? Speaking of which, there was a model that was like perfect for Alt Rivet. It's a Malifaux model. Let me see. Her name is like something Steel Hands or something. See if I can find it. See if we can. There's just the whole proxy thing has made Guild Ball a lot more interesting to me. No, it's in here. Maybe not. Okay, there's a lot of projects that I don't care about right now. I want to see the one. I think I'm getting close though. Yes, Malifaux Child. Let's see.
Malifaux Child? Well, a while since I heard that name.
Malifaux Child was always hilarious. Where is it?
I don't think anybody actually ran Malifaux Child.
Not in first edition. What? It's not here. Man, she was so cool. What is the name? It's like something Steel Hands or Steel Fists or something like that.
Tony Ironsides?
Not Ironsides, no. Which is a pretty underwhelming model. I've always felt that was pretty underwhelming.
I kind of like it, but it is underwhelming.
Let's see.
It's like Mei Fang, but a boxer.
Yeah. Dude, where is it? Ah.
Steel Hands McGee.
Steel Hands McGee, yes. That's the name of the model. Steel Punch? I do not see it. I do not see it in here. Alright. We may have to look up. We may actually have to go on the weird website and see.
Oh god. Not the weird website.
Let's go.
Actually, Weird probably has the best miniature website I've been to.
They honestly. Do have, yeah.
I Well, Labor
It
Day.
looks like a Foundry type model. It's like a. Where is that model? Maybe I could just Google it. If I just did
Malifaux Steel Hands McGee.
Malifaux Punch, Steel Punch. No, no, Malifaux Steel Hands.
For my painting
Steel
crew, I was thinking of
Hands.
using teen candy instead of baby candy.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Petulant Youth Candy.
The one that looks like she's like
Yeah,
horrifically
I like
constipated.
that. I like Petulant Youth Candy.
Yeah, Avatar candy.
I do not
Did
see
they
this
ever?
model. I'll never find it again. It's so sad.
Let me
It was
look.
the best model.
Is
It's
it a 1 point?
no. I'm pretty sure it's a season 2-3 model. Maybe she's an alt of
Oh,
something. But she's
okay.
basically she looks like a showgirl with two giant iron fists. And I'm like, that would be a perfect Rivet stand-in. And I actually want to buy one because I think the Rivet miniature is kind of boring to me. So I actually do want to buy that specifically
Start with 2E.
to
Sort
field
by
as Rivet.
hashtag. I'm gonna assume that she's an Arcanist.
Yeah, she looks very Arcanist, but I do not know. But you can't really tell these days, right? Who knows? She could be Explorer.
That's true. That Iggy always looked like an Arcanist.
Yeah, I mean you can play him on a bunch of Arcanist crews, but all right. Yeah, if you guys want to help, you can look. Now we must find out what this is. Yeah, okay, let's work on some skin stuff.
My brain keeps telling me it's Tony, but that's not.
It's not Tony.
You'd know, yeah. You'd know if it was Tony. The fuck? Oh, never mind.
Our comment section has gone quiet. I think people are trying to find this model. It is a really cool model. That's all I can say because apparently
Poor Joss.
I can't find it now.
Whitewashed and fattened.
Well, I use the alt Joss, who's like Russian Joss.
It's just sad that in the canon he is actually just whitewashed and fattened.
I know, that's so messed up.
Could it be the Femme Steamborg?
No,
Okay.
not misstep, no. I have that model, and that model is still fairly disappointing.
I feel like a lot of the later misstep models are disappointing. Maybe she's not an Arcanist. What else would she be, though? An Outcast?
Just need punchy Robo Fist lady.
Oh! Could it be Hannah?
No, it's not Hannah.
Okay.
It's definitely, I've never seen this miniature before. But I swear to you, she looks like a showgirl with Robo Fists. So I'm like, that's amazing. like this kid with the we're so we're trying to find the model, Chris. It's like this. She looks like this showgirl type model, and she's got these two giant steel fists. These two giant, like, robotic fists. And she's not a master. I know that's true. She's not a master. But I don't know what faction she's in, and I don't know her proper name. But I thought she had the name. She had the word, like, the term steel punch or something, or steel fist in her name. Because that's kind of what I want to do now. Is I want to just make a bunch of alternate versions of Guild Ball teams. My Aristea Guild Ball team I've already kind of figured out. Right. Red Ice Prism is going to be Vitriol. The Big Maximus will be VCat. Judgmental Uncle will be Midas. Parvati will be Kami. Gata can be, Gata can be, she can either be Crucible or, I don't know, we'll have to figure that out. But that's pretty, like, we were looking at them the other day, and like, I could make an entire Alchemist team out of the Aristea alt models. Cosmo can be, the alt Cosmo can be, actually the alt Cosmo could be Crucible too. You got options.
Hmm.
Yeah, I wish I could find it. It was on my Facebook feed, like, earlier today. I just checked a weird place, so it wasn't, I guess it wasn't posted in a weird place. It's probably posted in one of the other painting groups that I'm in. Let me see
One
if
of
I
the other
can find
20
it.
paint groups you're in.
Yeah. Let me see what other... Yeah, disappointed in this Carl. His detail is not very good compared to a lot of the other models I've got up here.
Well, it's Mantic. The details are never good.
Well, they got a lot better, actually, in the later Walking Dead stuff. Like, there's a definite... I can definitely tell what's an early sculpt and what's a later sculpt with Mantic. Let me see if I can find this thing. It's driving me crazy. We're not finishing these models anyway. No, it wasn't Rusty. It's a good guess, though. I mean, now that we're starting to think of all of these models that actually...
Isn't the ice dancer?
I nearly put together a Raspberry Crew the other day just because I'm like, I want to paint that snowstorm. No, it's none of these. No.
I still have the old recipe crew.
Yeah?
This old Krampus needs new horns. This broke off literally while I was painting him.
Alright, it's not that one, is it?
Paul Crockett.
Maybe it's this one. I'm in this one.
It might be a Oh,
I mean,
that's what I'm looking for.
Malifaux does so many like alt edition sculpts that it could be very well one of those that's like going to be harder to find.
Oh, you know what?
Huh.
Could it be,
No, it's none of these. Alright, is it...
could it be the Nightmare May Fang crew they released?
No, it's not that cyberpunk. It's not...
Okay.
It's no... Chris is not... It's not Anna. Man, what was her name? Her name was like Steel Fist or Steel Punch.
Steel Punch.
Maybe it wasn't a proper Malifaux mini, but I thought it was.
I assume it might have been like a proxy or a
But it looked like absolutely perfect. Like it looked like definitely part of the range. If that helps, it just maybe it was, but I do not see it. But I swear to you, it was on my Facebook feed, and it was just... I probably should have paid more attention. Ugh. I'll never find it. Stop posting your dumb posts, all other people. I just want to find this thing. I will find it. It's here. I'm gonna keep it. I think I saw it earlier in the day today. Do.
I'd love an excuse to make to turn the 10 Thunders into like an Asian themed butcher's crew.
Yes. You could... Any excuse to paint 10 Thunders is awesome. 10 Thunders models are so damn good.
Still those 10 Thunders crews just sitting in my gaming bag, weeping. Because literally I think the day after I finished painting up Yuko, the fucking pandemic happened. Because I don't get nice things.
The Frycore mini closest to Punchy Buzzclaws. She doesn't have... She only... Well, I don't know. Maybe. I can look up that mini. Maybe it is that model. I don't know.
Why do I keep closing? No, I don't want to go to the Infinity website. I never want to go to the Infinity website. Nobody should ever have to go to the Infinity website for anything.
Where is... Dang. It ran away from my feed. Now there's just all this junk on here that I don't care about.
Maybe Gaspar would know.
You must tell Gaspar. There's all kinds of stuff here that I didn't even see earlier.
This is the problem with Malifaux, is I'm looking for this mini,
It's like
and I'm seeing things that look nice and I want to buy. Oh, that's helpful.
Man, I feel like I'm getting close. I know I'm getting close. But your feed changes. They go back and they pull it off your feed if you're not. Like, it's the best. Okay.
That's why I never use Facebook, because it's just a god-awful website designed by an absolute madman.
What? Zuck didn't do nothing. Zuck is good boy. He's only here to watch us and control our lives and tell us what else we need to think.
Zuck is a good bootlicker.
Zuck is good boy. Where?
He's best bootlicker.
Yes. Okay, I'm getting very close because I remember seeing all of this trash. Alright, we're No, don't stop. It stopped. It just. Oh wait, there we go. We're still going. Okay, good.
No,
It
stop!
just stopped. It stopped moving like it thought too hard.
Oh
Why?
god.
Don't do it. Oh, we're getting really close now. It
It's
has.
because it's like designed for idiots by idiots.
We are getting super close. What? Oh no. That
No,
Jeff
that's just
that
Anna.
Jeff Yin guy who promotes Malifaux in LA just called it SoCal Malifaux. I was like, what?
We'll have to break his knees.
Dog whistle. What? Where is it? This is quality programming, guys. You're sitting here while I flip through my feed looking for a specific model. It'll be worth it. If I find this model, it'll be worth it. You guys will see. You'll see.
We talk about things nobody remembers besides us. Nobody was even involved in.
Oh my gosh, I remember seeing all of this stuff. We're so close. I remember seeing that. What? Where is it? Liars.
Oh, gremlins. Poor gremlins.
Liars.
Maybe it's an other side mini.
I don't think so.
You're really kind of wrong.
Other side is a different scale. So, oh my gosh,
Is
that's
it?
what. Yeah.
I never know that.
Other side is a smaller scale.
That's annoying.
Oh my gosh. Oh my god. I'm very close. I think. I keep
It's like
saying
infinity
that.
to Aristeo.
I keep saying that. I'm so close.
Almost. Almost. Almost.
Maybe it doesn't exist anymore. Maybe they killed that guy that posted it. Like, that's not supposed to be a mini. You bastard.
You're not supposed to tell anybody about that yet. And they sent the thugs.
No, I've gone
God.
too far. It's not in here. I've gone too far. Damn it. Yeah, like this is earlier in the week now. Ah! Now we'll never find that mini. That was such a cool mini. Oh boy.
Come on, take me to my group. I don't.
Alright, I'm gonna look up the Frycore minis. Maybe Chris is right. Maybe Chris is right. I'm okay if it's a Frycore mini. I mean, it could be a Frycore mini, except it didn't seem like she had any other armor. Let's see. Let's go Malifaux Frycore. Okay, and let's look at images of the Frycore models. No. No.
I feel like you'd know if it was a Frycore model, because the Frycore all kind of look the same.
Yeah, they all kind of have that, they have that Frycore armor. It is not one of these, no.
And like zero other discernible characteristics.
Nope. I just want the punchy Robo Fist girl. Where is it?
Malifaux child.
Oh boy, seriously? Steel fist,
blood splattering.
steel fist, steel hand, steel punch. Maybe it's steel punch. Did you mean Malifaux
Stupid.
Steel Punch? No. That is weird, though, that's the one and only time I saw this mini. Maybe I'm lying. Maybe it doesn't exist. It could be. I'm just going to have to live with that reality.
Just live
Maybe
with the fact
that's...
that it's a case of false memories.
Maybe. I'm
It's a
just
glitch
gonna...
in the Matrix.
I'll find
Briefly
it,
signed to
and
another reality.
I'm gonna find it and post that somewhere and go, there it is, you see?
And you all said I was crazy!
You said I
Nobody
was
said you were crazy.
Alright,
Oh, it
meanwhile...
looks like they figured out the scale thing with the Death Marshals. That's nice.
Oh, you mean from back in 2E when they had all those weird scaling issues?
Yeah, like between the three different Death Marshal scopes, they're each like an entirely different scale in and of themselves.
And the Ronin too that came with that the 2E Vic set.
The Ronin World is giant. The entire 2E
No, there
Vic
was
set is giant.
they had the two giant ones in there, and then they had one that was smaller than Malifaux Child, and then one Victoria was like 3 feet taller than the other Victoria. Even though one was in a like crouching position. They fixed that. I remember they had to fix that like 2 months after they released that set. Because people posted pictures. Is this right?
People posted pictures like, the fuck? And then Weird was like, yeah, the fuck?
No, we meant to do that. That's right.
All according to plan.
That is right. Damn.
I need to not look at a weird place. I'm seeing painted models that make me want to buy those models.
It's probably in a weird place, if I'm being honest with you.
God damn you.
Oh, there's one more painting group I could look up. It might be in there. First, I don't know why I'm painting this dead guy's his hippie hair, his long undead hair, painting it green.
Huh.
Undead hippie.
Is about the same scale. You know what? That's actually good to know. 3rd edition Malifaux is about the same scale as Kingdom Death models.
Oh, that's cool. See,
which
Kingdom
is really
Death is
useful
another.
Information.
Yeah, you could do cool stuff with that.
I could use the Watcher as a Nothing Beast proxy, which is still the worst named model in all of Malifaux.
The Nothing Beast?
Yeah.
I remember
it's even worse than the whatever they renamed the Spunk Zombies. Too.
Rabble Rousers is what they call them. What a terrible name. Everyone knows they're Spunk Zombies.
That's a Guild Ball mat.
What?
I was looking at a weird place. Somebody posted a picture of them playing a game on a Guild Ball mat.
Oh yeah, you see that. I think actually you see that a lot. People are playing.
It makes sense. I mean, they're the same scale.
Yeah. Well, it's 3x3.
Oh, that's cool. This dude made like a train stop table. That's something I need to look into.
Alright. So don't worry. This is just the beginning of this undead skin. They're not going to be lime green. They're going to have...
I'd be down for lime green zombies.
I mean, the studio art has them in like dark green skin, and I think it looks kind of stupid. So we're going to...
I think I'm far back enough that I would have seen it. Because now I'm looking at 3D renders, or not 3D renders, but like 3D print prototypes of.
Well, if you see it, she's painted. I believe she had it was a painted model, and she had a blue dress on, and I believe she had a hat, and she had steely, punchy things for fists.
I wonder if she could have been made from the multi-pack
Maybe.
RPG minis.
But they didn't have, the multi-pack does not have those steel fists. Because I have the
No, but you
multi.
could take Steel Fist from like any other Malifaux mini.
I guess so.
That's not helpful. Or literally just any other mini. So I'm kind of thinking is like maybe it's some kind of like hodgepodge. I can't remember the word for that.
And she just named, and the artist just named the model that? Maybe?
Yeah.
Steel puncheroos? Steelies? Punchies?
And it's maybe like a proxy for a Tony because Tony's model is just disappointment
Maybe.
made real, made manifest. Type part kit female. I want one of those multi-part kit. I want those multi-part
I
kits.
have a
real
female
bad,
multi-part kit. That's why I don't think it's that, because I don't recognize
I'd kill
them.
for it.
You could probably... I could check CQ and see if they have one.
I think CQ have the
they had a
male and
male.
the female ones.
Yeah.
Because last time I was there, they had them. But I never picked them up because there's only so much Malifaux you can buy before you just give up hope. And then third ed comes along and suddenly it's like, yeah, we're back. The rules are good. The models are great, honestly.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I think so far I haven't seen a single like third ed mini I can say is like objectively awful.
Well,
Unlike second edition, which is like 90% of the freaking run.
I don't really like the new Lazy J mini, but I still think it's better than the second edition Lazy J.
Oh yeah, there are models I don't like, totally.
Yeah.
Like Lazy J. I used to not like the new Masaki, but then I saw the final release version, and now I've kind of come around to liking her.
That's cool.
I'm not seeing what I want to see. That is not helpful.
We're not seeing punchy steel punch. Punchy McSteel punch.
Punchy McSteel punch.
Man, I'm gonna have to find it.
I'm just gonna keep nagging at you until you do.
It is.
There is a robot arm in the multi-part kit.
Yeah, but it's not what I saw. I don't know. Maybe
right.
I'm wrong. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna check one more Facebook group, guys. While that's drying. Let's see.
That's an inbox and Nightmare Dreamer. It's like shit, that's like $500 right there. Oh, the Molly Crew. I don't want that Molly Crew.
Okay.
I wish Facebook would load posts instead of just bringing up blurry screens. Oh, scandals.
Oh, there's that cool.
Injured? Good.
I do not see it. No.
Yeah, I definitely would have seen it by now, because I'm back when they released Nightmare Molly.
Yeah, never mind. That's way back.
Yeah, that was too far back. I hate this stupid website. This page isn't available right now. Oh, fucking...
No. Is it? No. I thought it was in this group.
I clicked on groups and it took me to the marketplace. Fucking excuse me?
I thought it was. Whoa. Now I'm looking at really cool minis, but not anything that.
SoCal Division Gamers.
Oh, we need
That
to.
feels
We
bad.
need to nuke that group.
I feel like we need to nuke like 90% of the Facebook groups we created in our exodus from
Yes.
second edition Malifaux. Poor Arena Rex.
Arena Rex is still a good game. We just don't play it. Sad.
I think it's just kind of in that awkward place of being too casual for people to want to pick up, but too complicated for the board gamers to want to pick up.
People want to play it, I think, but then when they see the price tags on the minis, they're like, nah.
That is also true.
Oh man, there are some super cool minis on here, but none of them are the one that we're looking for.
You gotta remember the fucking board I'm trying to think of.
See it. Okay.
I don't care that somebody added to their story, my dude.
My dudes.
Facebook. Oh god, those Mads Weimars are so ugly. So ugly.
They are very painful on the eyes.
I played one on one. I'll never forget this because it was at StratCon and it was an Infinity tournament.
Mm-hmm.
And he just donated like a metric shitload of mats to the tournament.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the mats that I played on made me actually physically ill. Like, the texture was just blurred just enough to give me an actual migraine. Shit.
We'll never find it.
2019. Oh, that's definitely not. That's not gonna help any. Surprised. Dying.
What other group could this have been in?
God.
Maybe I just look up my groups? Let's try this. Maybe it's in this group. Because I have not checked. I have not checked this group yet.
Looking at these groups just makes me want to play Malifaux. More than I already do, honestly, because I feel the itch like constantly.
Well, we gotta play it. It's a good game. Next time you can make it down here, which may be a while, well, we could line up a game.
Maybe a long while.
Yeah. But for sure, we should play Batman 3rd Edition because you will love that game. Man.
Everyone in the world isn't on fire anymore. We can just do like 3 games.
We'd be like, hey, you're gonna live. It's okay. Shoot. It's not in this group either. Damn you. We'll never know. What if I just did this? Okay, what if I just went back to my home feed, and I just put in a search for Malifaux? Maybe it will just show up. Because I know... Malifaux.
I haven't used Facebook in a while.
Is it in this? There's a group. There's a Malifaux group. Maybe it's in here. There's a lot of not that many. No. This is a strong not in here.
This is a strong no way.
Okay, it's definitely not in here.
Could have been in Her Majesty's Name group.
No.
Because
That
despite
is
all
very
logic, that
much.
group is still active.
All right, let's see. Could it be in LA Malifaux group player? No. No. Somebody will know this miniature.
So have to put it on all of your feeds. For a bounty. I have a pat on the back if you bring me this mini.
Yes. Oh man. If I just typed in. Good thing all I'm doing tonight is skin on these minis. No. Oh, you can't even search your. You just can't search your general feed for that? That's weird. That's weird.
You want choices that make sense? Well, fuck you. Get what we give and you'll like it.
Oh, jeez. I mean, there's a lot of cool stuff that I should be stopping and looking at, but it's not important to me. I just want to find this one miniature now. It's driving me crazy. But
That mask should be black.
I don't see it. Damn them.
That is not black. This is. Damn
I mean,
them all
I'm
to
pretty
hell.
sure I liked it. I'm pretty sure I liked that post. Is there a way to look up what you liked on Facebook?
Unfortunately, I don't believe there is.
Well, what's the point?
I don't know!
What? Why do you like? What the hell?
Why?
Pages
What's the significance?
saved. It should just say things you liked.
You saw it on Instagram?
No, I'm positive I did not see it on Instagram.
Yeah.
Wait, I could be lying. I better check to make sure.
So I think Instagram will let you look at your likes.
Instagram will let you look at your likes?
I think so.
I'm positive I hit like on this thing because I was like, that is an alt rivet if I ever saw one.
I forgot this is all to find alt.
This is all just to find an alt rivet.
Model.
Yes. For Guild Ball models I already actually have. But I'm not satisfied with that sculpt. I will share this with everybody, and then it'll be like, oh, that's what he was talking about. Cool. Damn it. Okay, how do you find out? How do you look up the stuff that you liked on Instagram?
I might be lying.
Yeah, there doesn't appear to be a way to look up stuff. Why do you like things then? What is the point of... What? Ah. Oh boy, this is just depressing. Okay, never mind. Never mind.
Fuck it, you win.
Let's just... You win, internet.
You win, Zuckerberg.
I'll look it up later. Actually, pretty happy with this skin. We just have to do I just have to make that skin. Let's go Fire Slayer flesh. Ooh, Skeleton Horde. Actually, Skeleton Horde's better. Skeleton Horde. Better undead skin.
I like the name Fire Slayer Flesh, though.
Yes.
It could be like the name of a metal band.
Fire Slayer flesh? Yeah, could be.
I don't have any items in my account. Or in my account. In my card.
Yeah, see, this actually looks better for zombie skin. Could use a little bit more red in it. I think that's her. I think this is actually her living hair back here. So I think I gotta paint that a different color. But yeah, we're gonna do this, and then we'll put a little bit of red into this skin too, make it look a little more. I just hate how they did it in the studio art, where their skin is like dark, like basically Dark Angel's green. Looked really
Space
stupid.
Marine colors.
Yeah, I'll show you the box.
You like Space Marines.
If you like Space Marines, we got Space Marines all over the Space Marines. You thought you loved the Emperor? We got the most boner for the... I mean, we love the Emperor. We're loyal.
Is your Emperor Palpatine? So otherwise I don't care.
Do you Emperor the way we Emperor? Have you ever seen, like, two guys try to out-Emperor each other at a 40k table?
I feel like just 90% of 40k games, because everybody wants to be the Space Marines. And like nobody ever
like
wants
an
to be
Emperor
anybody else.
Throwdown, where they try to out-loyalist each other. Have you ever seen that?
No.
I've seen that. I've seen that at CQ. It is so awful.
I keep my my interactions with 40k players to an absolute minimum. I find it's better for my and their health.
There were literally guys at CQ that were trying to outquote each other. Emperor loyalist sayings.
Was it was it what's his name's group? The guy that we left CQ because of?
What guy?
Remember Sandal's Bad Time?
Oh, Sandal's Bad Times. Yes, it was his group.
Literally not even remotely surprised.
Sandal's Bad. We didn't have names for those people. There was Sandal's Bad Times, and there was Bad Beard No Fun.
Bad Beard the Pirate of Good Times. Would go on to have the most interesting, dramatic storyline I've ever heard in my entire goddamn life.
Oh, man.
Oh.
We need to have names for people because we don't know their names.
Yeah. To be honest, some of these people, I don't want to know their names.
Sandal's Bad Times. I haven't seen Sandal's Bad Times at CQ for a while. I don't know what they did with him. I think maybe someone actually did sacrifice him to the Emperor.
I'm kind of okay with that. I'll never forget watching him just like casually drop, I think like somewhere between $100 and $200 on like 2 minis. Like, fuck, dude. That's impressively poor decision making right there.
I remember one time it was Sandals had him and his buddy were playing a game of 40K, and it was this is when you could game in the store, and all of the other tables, I guess Yvonne was doing. She was doing like the comic book inventory thing, so
Mm-hmm.
so there were only two tables available, right? And it was just those two guys in the store. They were playing 40K, and they had a bunch of shit on the other table. They were taking up two entire tables, not not two sides of a table, two entire tables, which is actually two rows of tables. Um, and I was like, hey, and Sean walked into the store, and I'm like, hey, we're gonna play Guild Ball on this table, and they're like, actually, bro, we're saving this for our friend and his buddy. I'm like, are they here? No, but we this is our normal thing, so we're just saving this for our friend. And I was like, is that how it works? Because that's not how it works. And they're like, yeah, no, it's no big deal, man. I'm like, yeah, we're gonna play our game. It's no big deal. We're just saving it for our friend. And I'm like, wait, no, that's not how it works. Get your shit off this table. I'm gonna play right now. And I started yelling at he's like, hey, you need to calm down. Don't be so angry. I'm like, no, because I'm not gonna sit here while you assholes take up two entire rows of tables for your shitty game. Move your shit so I can play my game. Yeah.
I'll never forget the time we played like 5 Relic Knights matches while they completed a whole turn.
And yeah, and they just like they got all like huffy with me. Like, and Sean showed up and I'm like, yeah, we're gonna play our game. We just like pushed the shit out of the way. But yeah,
There was a time they took up like 4 tables.
that was Sandals' bad times.
Think was it like after that they would just like lay out those big scenic things on
No,
tables they weren't using?
after that they didn't show up for a long time.
It was a brief reprieve.
After I yelled at them.
Honestly, I'm sure you said what Yvonne was thinking, but couldn't say.
No, like technically she's the one that's supposed to tell them that. Like Aaron will come in and tell them that. Like he's like, you guys can't do that. But Yvonne saw me yelling at them, and she's like, "You got this." It's like, you're cool.
You got this.
Yeah. Super funny. Yeah, they didn't show up for a little while after that. That happened to me twice at CQ. I asked them nicely they would take their sweet ass time to move stuff, then purposely leave their miniature games. Yeah, they were kind of pricks. I think what happened after that, I think Aaron, I might be remembering this wrong, but I think Aaron actually had a talk with them after I yelled at them. And then they seriously did not show up after that. So that was good. Yeah. Aaron doesn't give any fucks. He'll just yell at them for like, get your shit out of there.
As it should be, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty. They are. To quote, he was like, yeah, they are kind of treating this place like it's. He was saying that they were treating this place like it was their clubhouse or whatever, and they felt that they were more important than other people that were in the store, that kind of thing. So, I think they just ended up, because I haven't seen them in a very long time. I think they just ended up not going back for a while. But and that group doesn't actually, I mean, in fairness, they don't actually represent the 40K, at least the organized play community there, because they never go to any of the tournaments, which is the funniest shit ever. Because they always talk about they always talk about like how good their game is and like how how knowledgeable they are. 40K, they don't show up to any 40K events. So it's a little unfair of us to actually say that the only reason why we call them the 40K community is because on a day to day they actually are the ones in the store playing 40K. But I noticed that that's actually kind of true of 40K in general. That um, you have a group, usually have a group of people that play in the store, and then whenever you have a tournament or something, it's a totally different group of people that shows up for that. It's like people they come crawling out of dumpsters or whatever to a tournament, and they just show up with their like broken shit to try to beat each other. Have you ever?
Broken
That was
painted
my.
models.
That's what I remember about playing 40K. It was because I used to play. I used to play in the store and the tournament, and I felt like I would always. You always ended up playing with two different groups of people, depending on whether or not it was an event. So that is kind of weird. It's because this was true. This was definitely true of when I used to play. I don't know if it's still true now, but it's like I was saying. There were people that would save up. They would basically, you know, theory craft separate from but never actually share it in the store as like they would never actually test it in the store that they want to win the tournament at because they don't want people to know what the stupid broken thing is that they've discovered. Which is that if that I know I could that for sure is a fact about 40K. If I think I'll fly, like there's those guys that they sit around and they theory craft and they find like some broken bullshit. Then a new codex comes out and they're encouraged not to break their shit out and play it in public because they want to win the tournament. That's not the same. You can't say that about Guild Ball or the other games where it's like, oh, the new guild is out. No, we need to play that in the store. We want to see what that guild is capable of, right? We want to play that there. There is no gotcha bullshit like at the end of the day that you would get with 40K, where people would build these stupid bullshit lists, and you've never seen it before in your life, and you would think that the person that's playing in the store regularly would have a leg up on a tournament player, but the way 40K works is if you have a good list, you have a good list. You have an inherently powerful list, and you don't necessarily need to test it out because you can dice math it on the side. Before you even, I know that for a fact because I did this as an experiment back when I was playing 40K. I took an Alpha Legion list and I had the guy on Tau Online, the Chaos moderator. I told him that's what I wanted to play, and he's like a really, he knew his shit in and out. And I'm like, this is what I want to play, and this is what I'm thinking, like all infantry, this type of thing. And he built me that list, and he's like, mathematically, this will defeat anything at this point level. And so I've never played Chaos before, and I went to a tournament in Redlands and just won that tournament, just playing that list. And I was like, and it was like further proof to me that this game sucks. It's like that I didn't have to make any decisions other than, oh, I'm in range, I will shoot. Oh, I'm in charge range, I will charge. There was no, in other words, you don't really play that, you don't really have agency to play that list. It's a good list, and it's gonna beat other. You don't even have to be. There doesn't even have to be a. It doesn't matter what human is controlling the other list, and that was like such a huge turning point for me in 40K, and like why I ended up hating it. Because the last game of 40K we ever played was, I was playing an orc list and my opponent was playing Blood Angels, and they walked up to each other and started punching. And I was like, in the middle of the game, we're like, we're not actually playing this game. This game is just playing itself. And the only thing that's required of us is that we count the correct number of dice and we roll the correct number of dice. It's literally my list versus your list. This is not fun. So we just stopped playing. So yeah.
I feel like that's the better.
That was literally the last game of 40K I ever played. We just realized this game's not. We're not playing. That was just crazy to me. I'm like, how can you? Never mind. Why do we even play this game?
You know, it's a fucked up game. When you're thinking, why are we even here?
I mean, I'm sure the game is better in some ways now, but those are my like the memories of like when I won tournaments and stuff.
Oh, wow.
I won more tournaments with like, you know, 3rd edition Speed Freaks, and that only relied on one stupid rule. There was one stupid rule in 3rd edition that said that if you blow up a transport vehicle, you get to place all of the models that were in that transport vehicle, you know, on the board as long as they're within X amount, and then you get to, you know, fight with them still. And there was one really stupid rule. So then, you know, all you would have to do is put all your shit in trucks, push them all the way across the table, go full speed on turn 1, let the opponent shoot you down, and every time they shot you down, you'd put 30 models down. Every single time. So you have 4 trucks that blow up, and when it started the game, you got these 4 trucks. Trucks are only like this big in 3rd edition. But you could put 30 models in them. And so you see this little truck coming across the table. Oh, it's armor 10, and they blow it up with a heavy bolter or whatever. Because I put it right in their face. They blow it up, and then I get to put 30 models, and suddenly they have 120 models down their throat. And the game is over. And I'm like, where was the strat? What?
Because your clown car tactics.
What refined generalship am I actually exhibiting here? Other than I'm taking advantage of one really stupid rule and winning a bunch of... I just won all this free shit playing 40K, just being an asshole to people. And I was like, that's not what this hobby is. Like, that's not why I signed up for this.
I'm glad I never really got like into 40K. Like
yeah.
That. The model count, man. The model count still just kills me.
Right.
Like, why am I fielding like 35 dudes as like maybe a third of a list? Like, fucking.
Well, you could just buy. What I think back. Well, a lot of people would just field the bare minimum for troops, right? You just field your 2 troop choices, and then you load up on all your heavy and elite shit. And I'm like, well, that's not even. You want to play an army like battle type game? That's not what armies are composed of. In this, at least the way it's described, is you should have hundreds of troopers running at each other, and there might only be like 2 dreadnoughts and 1 flyer. Instead, it's like, oh, I could take 6 flyers in this list, and like, what the hell? What is this? Exactly.
Now you regularly have those like Titan dudes walking around. It's like,
yeah,
transporting fucking Infinity is a nightmare, but 40K is 20,000 times worse.
Yeah, I don't know. It's that experience. It's like my whole... I just realized that I didn't like any facet of the hobby when I was playing 40K. Right? Spending the money was terrible. Painting repetitively ad nauseum was terrible. Building lists was terrible. Putting it on the board was terrible. The community that you gamed against was terrible. None of it was good. I did not like any. It was just like, there's gotta be. Why do I
There's
like
gotta
this
be love
hobby?
out there.
Yeah, there's gotta be something that I like to do. And then when you start playing other games, you're like, wait, every model is a character, and you only have to paint like 10 of them. Yoga Fire, what's up, Dicey? Um, and when you play the niche games and the parlor games, there aren't those people roving around trying to get those grand tournament wins or whatever with their shitty list. You play it's not There aren't like roving bands of assholes that play Batman third edition. It's like, oh, I made this list with this broken shit. Let's roll up. And I'm saying that as a person that used to do that with 40k. Oh, there's a tournament in Riverside. Oh, those guys are a bunch of punks. Can't wait to drop my truck attack on them.
Let's activate clown car strategy 31.
No sound. You know, Dicey, you don't have any sound?
That sounds like a you problem.
I think everybody's got sound here. Maybe people are tuned in and not. I don't know. I think we have sound. Hold on. Let me play this back.
Like a you problem.
I think everybody's got. Yeah, playback's got sound on it, so I think we're okay. But yeah, there is just, I don't know, man. Ugh. I don't want to turn it into a 40k bitch session, but I just have real questions. Like, Andrew tells me that that's not the gaming experience in 40k anymore. He's like, yeah, the community is actually pretty good now, and I'm like, really? Well, would be glad to be wrong about that, because I played a lot of 40k with strangers and in public and a lot of stuff, and it was very rarely good. The sad thing is, you played the same game for 15 years, and I swear I made, oh shit, I can't even name a person I played 40k with that wasn't already like a very old friend. Like, Lucchesi is somebody that I played 40k with, but we were friends long before we played 40k. But other than him, I can't name a single person that I played 40k with and ended up being very long-time friends with after. Whereas, when you play Malifaux, Malifaux is really where most of my miniature gaming friends, where I met most of my miniature gaming friends, and we've been friends for a long time, even after, more than half the people I don't game with at all, but we're still friends. Like Cameron, for example, or Phil, or Jake, or any of those people. Like, I made friends with them playing Malifaux. I made friends with Mark playing Malifaux. You can't. But we played Malifaux for what? I want to say it was like 2011 to 2013. We played Malifaux for 2 years, maybe 3. Does that sound right? Not counting the yearly sec. I would say it's about 2 to 3 years, right? SoCal Malifaux had a run that was, I would say, maybe 2 years. And the friends that we made through SoCal, we still talk about it like it's the old empire. Like, it's still, people are still bonded over that shit. Like, oh yeah, we were in SoCal Malifaux together. That was a deal, right? Whereas I played 40k for 15 years and I can't name a single fucker I played that game with. Made no friends playing that game. Wow, that should basically end the conversation right there. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
I could name, at least 24 people that I've become friends with, pretty much for life. Like, if I ran into Laura Egger or her sister, which I did a year ago, we're still it would be like we caught up and we're like, yeah, we're still like old friends. You know what I mean? Because they're cool
Yeah.
as shit. Um, Whereas somebody played 40K with 15 years ago, who's that person? I don't
That
know.
dick.
That's you're that dick that dropped those 30 orcs on me. that would be that conversation. Like that's gotta speak for something, right? And then Guild Ball, same thing, right? There's at least 20, 25 people I could say that I'm like earnestly good friends with because of Guild Ball, right? Kevin, Cody, Michael, all those guys, Chris, the other Chris, Aaron, all of those, like half the CQ staff, like all those people were like tight with because we played Guild Ball together. Um, and so I don't know. Maybe that's the mark of a good game, in my opinion. Or maybe I guess it's the mark of a good community. Yeah, so it's definitely the mark of a good community. But I think it also could reflect, and somehow it could reflect back on the game. And that's not to say, I mean, I'm sure there are thousands, maybe even millions of people who have made good lifelong friends playing 40K, right? But for me, my experience was I played 40K for 15 years. Can't name a single person I played with. Then, well, I actually can't name a single person that I became friends with specifically over playing 40K and then continued on after I stopped playing 40K. Whereas the other two games I just mentioned, I can name dozens of people that I became friends with over that game, and then when we stopped playing that game, still very good friends with. So I don't know what that means, but anyway, yeah.
Well,
That
I think a good game will naturally attract people, like good people. And I think people who, I don't know, maybe there's just something about games like like 40K and Infinity that require all this almost like hyper competitive theory crafting. I need to figure out how to break my list and just be like the most asshole I can be. Just
mm-hmm.
that just naturally attracts people who are only looking to be competitive and win the tournaments.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, but even Guild Ball though, Guild Ball is this hyper competitive game, but it maybe it's more the fact that when you're playing these other games, that the people that are playing them are also kind of, we'll say, early adopters, and they are like, at least the people that I know that I played these games with are all that we were all pretty concerned about making sure that our community was cool as shit, so that we could always have we could bring new people into the fold and make sure everybody, had a pleasant experience. I think that has a lot to do with it. Whereas 40K, for example, people will play 40K. It doesn't matter. People who play 40K know other people will play 40K. So they don't have there's really no onus on them to be nice, especially if you are part of those like competitive dickheads that roll around to the different towns. Oh, there's a tournament, and they show up. I know that still happens because I've seen those players. Like I've seen them show up at things at like CQ or Brookhurst or whatever, and you're like, I've never seen that person before in my life. But then if you're at the shop enough times during tournaments, you'll see that they only show up for the tournaments. And I knew people like that personally too. Like I knew a competitive guy in Chicago, and every time back in the day I traveled to Chicago, I would bring my 40K army, and he wouldn't. And he told me he does not play in public. He's like, he don't play in public. The only reason why he played me was because at the time I was a quote unquote reputable Eldar player, like on the forums. That I was the Eldar. I was like the Eldar moderator or something on what's the name of that? One of those big 40K boards. And I had been
Spooge.org.
yeah, one of those. But I was like the Eldar guy. So so when I came to town, he would always be like, "Oh, did you have do you have the new rules for this unit and this?" And we would play a game. And we would always play like this, like it would be this pretty serious game every time I rolled into town. And he just thought it was he thought it was odd that I would play in public, because he's like, well, yeah, well, how are you going to surprise people, like if they already know your stuff and they craft your list to beat you? I'm like, well, I mean, isn't that a flaw in the game? More so, shouldn't you be wanting to play the game a lot and often in public, as opposed to like, oh, I'm gonna hide. I put 17 star cannons in this list. I'm gonna hide it. Like,
I don't know, if I played
it's just
40K,
a
I'd
weird.
do everything I could to hide it, but more out of shame than anything else.
That just that never made sense to me. I remember this guy yelled at me one time because I was playing in this challenge where you had to play all the GW staff. They had this like store challenge. If you beat all the staff and you beat the manager, that you would get like $200 worth of shit, which is like one thing in 40K land. But yeah, so I was playing in this challenge where you play each staff member, and I was going up against and you knew the order in which you were playing each staff, and you knew what they played. So it was like my third game or whatever, game 3 of 5, and I was going up against this this Deathwing Terminator player, right? And I was playing my Eldar army, and uh, and we were talking about it online, and I said, "Oh, I'm going to field this," and I only had one star cannon in my list, right? And the internet freaked the fuck out. They were so mad at me. They're like, "Why wouldn't you just put every single star cannon in your list? You know the guy's gonna take Deathwing Terminator." And I was like, yeah, but it's just not in. I don't know. It's just not interesting to me. I like scatter lasers. They're cool. Well, they're gonna get the 2+3. I'm like, yeah, but I don't know. So
What do you want me to say, dude?
so yeah. So everybody got mad at me on the internet, and I played the game and actually won the game, right, with my one star cannon list. And then the internet was like, "Oh, you played a bad player, blah blah blah." And I'm like, I mean, you have a point. Mathematically, I should have lost that game, right? But I don't know. I think I just shocked him by not having star cannons, and he equipped thinking that I was going to stand back and shoot him, that I would just load up on star cannons and stand back and shoot him, right? But I took a totally like balanced list and dropped stuff into combat with him. But I still should have lost that game because that's how 40K is built. My list was clearly, inferior to his. Maybe I got lucky on dice. I don't remember. That doesn't sound like me though. But getting lucky with dice. But yeah, I don't know. Anyways, that I just remember that's how like my experience was playing that and people online, and that it's not so much like, in Guild Ball we can argue about what squaddies to take going into what matchup and everything, but those arguments are very fluid. Like you make the case, you play, I don't know, you play Vet Boar into these into these guilds because he gives you this, this, and this. But anybody could make the argument that you play Ox or Fillet, and they can reason out that argument and still justify it. So I think it's a very different camp. In Guild Ball, it's like, yeah, I play Midas into almost everything, and yeah, people think that's weird, but
We're
but
very weird individuals, so
but it's not the same. It's not the same hard pass fail that it is in 40k. They may think that I'm not wise for taking Midas into all those matchups, but they can still see that it's very feasible for me to play well into those matchups. Whereas 40k, if you're not taking the right things into the right, if you're not taking the right counters and that kind of stuff, it seems like it's a much steeper hill to climb. So I don't know. Are Mike done painting for the night? I think so. I know we didn't do much, but we did get most of this stuff kind of done. I gotta paint hair and whatever, but I should be able to wrap these up in the next 2 days or so. So, anyways, yeah, I'm gonna call it. It's late. I gotta get up early tomorrow and try to find a game or something. So, all right, man. Any final thoughts there before we sign off?
Warhammer games are bad games.
Okay.
I feel like I'm justified in saying that.
All right, man. Have a good night.
Alright, yeah.
Good night, everyone.